intro. Agil is a chairman of Infinity Channel Bahad.
Yes,
He's a
correct.
lawyer by education and training, and was previously a board member of SME Corp for more than
Yeah.
7 years. Okay. His vision is to create a nation of successful entrepreneurs who have the ability to be profitable and contribute back to the country. With this vision, Agil works tirelessly to connect the needs and requirements of entrepreneurs to the leaders in government to highlight and possibly adjust their policies to recover the economy. Agil is a huge supporter of SMEs in Malaysia with the strength of Infinity Channel and Generasi Muda Berjaya, which is Young Generation Champion. He has spearheaded initiatives, courses, and programs to uplift entrepreneurs. His finger is on all the pulses of businesses, entrepreneurs, and the economy, and how we can adjust and generate businesses for ourselves and family. How am I doing so far, Gil?
I'm very humbled with that introduction. I think you can stop now. or, we may, end up listening to my uh, stories rather than,
Yeah,
discussing the whereabouts of what's happening.
Well,
and
you deserve it.
but you know what, Agil? No matter how much nice things we say about you, all of our individual wives will say, so what, right?
But
You
you
know,
know
it's
what, bro?
yeah,
Agil.
you know,
You can call it self glory, but I think tonight, okay, let self glory yourself.
awesome, sounds
Thank
good.
you for having us. Thank you for having me around, and it has been a pleasure. To know. Normally, I would be the moderator, but for tonight, I'll be the one who's been interviewed. So
Right.
somehow it sends shivers to my knees as well.
Ah,
So I apologize if if I mumble or status along the way.
It's
well,
okay.
I've never seen you do that, and I highly doubt that you'll do that tonight.
Mhm.
Gil, you sit back, you enjoy the cigar, and if I may ask, can you tell me what is it you're smoking now?
Well, this is a Monte Cristo.
Oh,
Havana is Cuban. But I tell you the truth, I got it for free. So that's the reason why I smoke. I wouldn't be, spending a few $100 for this cigar.
no, it doesn't matter. The fact is, you're the guest here. You do whatever you want.
Yeah, don't you?
Yeah.
I understand that you're a cigar smoker as well, right?
Yeah, and but I
Mm.
haven't had a chance yet, Gil.
Oh, you've got
You
one,
know,
Tracy.
you know.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you the story. I was with
Sure.
Chris the other day. We were discussing a project, and I gave him one cigar, and he was drawing the cigar, and suddenly he choked. And you know why?
Yeah.
And he said he inhaled the cigar. For things like he actually inhaled the cigar, and he actually turned red. His face was
I think I
red.
turned green. I think
I
I
felt
turned
pity
green.
for him.
You sound like what Arnold Schwarzenegger was describing. What's his name? Jimmy Fallon. When Arnold
Jimmy
Schwarzenegger
Fallon.
brought him to the party and taught him how to
Yeah.
smoke a cigar, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was going like, "You smoke like an idiot. You go,
Well,
you
I,
embarrass
I,
me."
I I fell short of saying that, but I somehow pity him on that day. He was
uh
because he was like having he was
yeah, but you know what? I had Tan Sri was sitting next to me. That's why I felt a little nervous. That's why I forgot.
and he was
Yeah,
smashing anyway. Yeah.
So,
right.
Agil, is there a place that you like to go smoking in KL or where you're at? Do you have a favorite spot?
Well, when I first started, hotels were allowed to, for you to smoke openly. There'll
Right.
be a section in the coffee house and that, right? And
Yep.
then we have got a cigar bar. So, but now everything is restricted. This is even before MCO. So, if I were to choose a place, the best place would be that place, that hotel in opposite the railway station, the old railway station. I can't remember the name.
Im, uh, not
And,
Imperial,
Heritage.
Majestic,
It's not Majestic. Yeah.
Majestic. Yeah, Majestic.
Uh, it is very colonial. Not
Yeah.
that we like to being colonized, but very, very colonial. But at the same time, it is very reasonable to the extent where they allow you to bring your own. You can bring your own cigar instead of
Hmm.
Ah,
buying. So which
Yeah.
I think is fair, because some of the cigar joints, they don't allow you to buy, and you are not accustomed to their cigars,
Right.
so
Mm.
you tend not to enjoy it. Yeah, but anyway, yeah.
Awesome. Great.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. I'm sure a lot of the guests are probably really waiting to hear you share some of your
I
experience,
sure hope so. Yeah.
right? So,
Yep.
okay, Chris, I hand it over
Ah,
to you.
awesome. Just to let you know, Rosie is sharing the link already. Uh, well, let me start off, saying this, Gil. Uh,
Yes.
First of all, you were trained and educated. You were educated and trained as a lawyer, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
so but I don't hold that against you. That's why we can still be friends. And one of the things that I've one of the things that I've always admired is the care and concern that you've always had, especially for usawan entrepreneurs in Malaysia. And
Yeah.
that's evident with the long 7 years that you serve on the board with SME Corp. And then over the last few years, one of the things that I always found is that it's not an act, and it's not a facade. And I think that you really care. Well, first of all, you care about the people here. Second, you care about the entrepreneurs and business owners. So I'll start off with this first question. Um, in 2020, 2021, where we just started in 2021 month, 1 month and a half, and
Yeah.
it's been a pretty crappy 2020 for a lot of people, for a lot of business owners, and hopefully that will change somewhat in 2021. But let me ask you this question: What is in your opinion, what is the number one external factor and the number one internal factor facing entrepreneurs nowadays?
Yeah. Well, before I move on to your question, Chris, there's one thing that
Sure,
I need to highlight.
of course,
You
yeah,
mentioned the word usahawan.
yes.
So until recently, I became very
But I
annoyed
pronounced
with the
correctly,
word.
right?
It is, well, you pronounce it correctly, but the thing
Okay.
is, there is no such meaning as far as usahawan is concerned. You know,
Ah, okay.
uh, because usahawan, because when you say usahawan in the Malay, that's a new word. I think it's just what 10,
Okay.
20 years. Yeah,
All
because
right.
recently, only until recently, 20 years, these businessmen were known as ahli perniagaan,
Okay.
businessman or
Right. Understood.
trader, as in merchant.
Ah.
And then and to those who are successful, they were called billionaires or millionaires.
Right.
But
Right.
suddenly, this connotation of or terminology of usahawan was introduced by the government, I suppose,
Mm.
to have a Malay definition to entrepreneur,
Mm.
which I later found out is totally not acceptable and contradictory, because entrepreneurs means that you are very entrepreneurial. There are many things
Right.
that you can do, right? For entrepreneur,
On your own.
yeah, you are innovative. You can come up with new ideas. You will have different business models. You know how to make money and all that. Yeah, and there's you are pegged to success.
Mm.
But when it comes to usahawan, if you're Malay, if you know Malay, usahawan means that you have to usaha. Usaha means that you have to keep on working. Usaha, you have to try, try,
Okay.
try, try. But there is no success rate, or there's no result to it. It's just
Okay.
usahawan, usahawan, usahawan. So I would say
Mm.
that, okay, because we Muslims, we always believe that what you utter would be the prayer you ask. You know, so since then, I understand that most of these people, they introduce themselves. Saya usahawan muda. I'm a youth usahawan muda, young usahawan. I'm
Yeah.
a lady usahawan. I'm a veteran usahawan. But that usahawan does not mean a thing. So if you pray for something that does not thrive, this is according at least to my understanding. So what can you usaha? So you cannot become a millionaire, billionaire, multi-millionaire, or a successful businessman, because you don't ask for that.
Mm.
So and I realize, to well, I could be wrong, but I have got apart from Malay the community, I also mix quite a lot with Chinese businessmen, Indian, and they don't accept themselves or claim themselves as businessmen. I mean,
Mm.
usahawan, they claim themselves as businessmen, you know.
Right.
Business, berniaga apa? Saya berniaga ni, saya berniaga ini. So, and true enough, you know, their business thrives. But when it
Got
comes to
it.
usahawan, so it's just usahawan. So, this is another crusade that I'm trying to push, you know.
Mm.
But ironically, my association has got usahawan, which I plan to change.
Mm.
Because I don't think it means anything. And true enough, for the past 20, 30 years, we cannot see any successful usahawan around, you know. Okay,
Mm.
so that's it as far as definition is concerned of usahawan.
You
SMEs
know,
are
let
like
me
small business.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, let me touch on what you said. Yeah, I think
Mm,
I don't know about other languages, but when you talk about that Osawan,
yep.
and then when you put the equivalent or the so-called equivalent of
Yes.
entrepreneurs,
Yes.
I've always wondered, yeah,
Yeah.
businessman, entrepreneur, where do you start, and then where do you end up? You know, is it the chicken or and the egg kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So we have some people that say I'm an entrepreneur. Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you do? Well, I do this, and then successfully. No, not yet. Okay, so I think you've aligned my mind
Mm,
to what you just said. So thank
yes.
thank you for that.
Mm.
Because usaha equates to working. But what's the
Mm,
result, man? We are supposed to be
right,
result driven, yeah. Yeah.
right,
And there must be a goal. Should be clarity there.
correct.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, so coming to your question again, external and internal. Is external and internal of what again?
Well, external factor like
Uh-huh.
outside circumstances, and the internal would mean like are they do they feel demotivated? Do they feel
Yeah.
like depressed? Do they feel like we cannot go on? It's like giving up.
So
So
sort of like a
what do you think?
mindset issue.
Yeah, what is the mindset and the external factors like
Hmm.
that's facing you know SMEs, business owners, small traders, micro business owners. What
Yeah.
do you think that is?
Well, I think we are seasoned enough to know about COVID now. The
Mm,
first time around, MCO 1.0, yeah, everything was in the dark. Everybody was in the dark. We don't know what's going to happen.
Hmm.
Are we going to be like what happened in China? Zombie like suddenly fell on the road and die, you know,
yeah.
or everyone has to be cooped up in the house. And somehow, at the earlier stage, you got a sense of tranquility because you gives you the actually the time that you never actually used to reflect, to
Yeah.
understand, to unlearn and relearn and things like that. So I
Right.
would thought that the first MCO, I mean, the first few months of the was so superb. And the thing is, putting COVID aside, Malaysia, you guys have been in Malaysia for so long, right?
Mm.
And the economy wasn't that good anyway, you know, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Everything was very hard and tough. Yeah?
Mm,
We blaming on global issues, global economic downturn and things like that. But things at home were also not doing well also. So it
mm,
was really bad, you know. So when COVID came, somehow it was like what do you call that? A restart. You
mm,
get a chance to restart because that's when the time where you can ask for almost everything, you know. And the government was caring enough to listen to you. You know, we started off with automatic moratorium. You know,
yep.
and it was out of the world. You know, and people were saying that, are you crazy asking for auto moratorium? And we were granted auto moratorium. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
that was really needed. You know, because cash flow was affected, business was totally shut, and you don't know what to
Yep.
do. And then secondly, you have got this additional assistance, and the moratorium were also extended to your housing loans, your
Mhm.
business, and all that, right?
Right.
So those external factors were somehow quite positive, you know. And another good thing is that even previously, before COVID, I mean, pre-COVID, the first one, people will hesitate in using all these digital items, apparatus,
Right.
these gadgets, and all that. It somehow has pushed you, you know, to actually
Forced us.
embrace yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
with digital buying stuff digital. I remember, you know, we started off digital much earlier. We were asking people to buy online groceries and all that, but we had a tough time doing it. Yeah?
Mhm.
But COVID somehow, changed the total mindset. People had to rely
Mhm.
on digital apparatus, digital platforms. This
Right.
is where, well, I think the external, the positive way, the positive side of it. But and as far as internal is concerned, uh, uh, apart from you, because since you had time to reflect, you need to actually look for new opportunities, because
Mm.
you know already that what you think, what you're doing may not be sustainable. So whether you like it or not, this is where you start looking for the classes that you provide, this online
Right.
classes, for you to unlearn. And then the government was struggling and all that. But
Right.
I would just like to mention on the positive side, because I, at least for me, I felt that I was able to contribute even better to the business community, because
Mhm.
I have got access to the EPU, electronic planning unit, and so happened that they want to know suggestions, things that they can actually help, and from time to time you
Mhm.
listen to people, you grow more attached to people through online, you hear their grouses, you tend to, you can be empathized, I mean, and you empathy of what's happening,
Right.
so that was the internal external. But post 2.0, as a business community, as an SME, yeah, you have you are seasoned enough to know one, right?
Mm.
That when, as far as your industry is concerned, you already know, you have to divide yourself. There are industries where it is COVID prone, and there's
Yep.
another which is COVID proof, right?
Yep.
Regardless whether it's COVID or not, you will thrive.
You still
One is
must. Yeah.
FMCG, fast moving consumer goods,
Right.
health, logistics, right?
Yeah.
These are the things that you do, right? And then the other one, which is this COVID prone, and you have to accept the fact that either you have to diversify, either you have to look for something else, or if you want to persist, there must be a strategy to it. Okay, because
Mhm.
people are sick and tired of listening to the same question. Oh, kita apa ni, hoteliers, we don't have money. We tourism,
Mm.
we don't have work. Because
Mm.
because the minute COVID subsides, we had a time, right? There was a
Yeah.
window, and everything actually went up.
Right.
Occupancy, people flourish, and you were doing well.
Yeah.
But when COVID comes in, okay, so you know that the business has to be seasonal.
Right.
It cannot be something that this is Monday is monotonous but steady. They must
Mm.
be like deep down or up.
Mm.
So those are the things that we need to understand as a business
Right.
community, the internal, external. But there's also one thing: we are becoming more intelligent now, because we know of the virus already, because we know what's happening over the world. We thought that lockdown was the only solution then, yeah.
Mm.
But now
It's
we
not.
can
Yeah.
see countries who don't actually practice lockdown. But and Malaysia is more interesting lah. I wouldn't want to go even further lah. What's
Yeah.
happening politically and all that. Yeah.
We don't want
So
people knocking on our
yeah.
doors tonight. Yeah.
Okay. I hope I answered the question.
Yes. Yes, you did. You said the I've heard this phrase, for many years,
Yeah.
and I heard this phrase last year when we needed to go online.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we're coming up to I think another 30 days. Malaysia will be anniversary of MCO, March 8, 17 or March 18, something like that, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah.
one more month will be 1 year. Okay,
Yes.
last year I heard this. This year I'm hearing it, and the war cry is go online, go online, go online. It's the future,
Yeah.
right? So why one almost 1 year after MCO, where we know, okay, forget about the hotels and those things, right? Why is it still after 1 year we're still hearing this cry like go online, go online? Why do you think that is?
Well, it is quite a perplexing situation, because I just got to know that the Prime Minister is going to launch the digital policy only this Friday,
Okay.
which I don't quite understand, because we have spent quite a big sum of money since last year to
Mm,
expedite this digital, right?
right.
And for example,
Lambat
is
sikit ah.
this apa lambat? Yeah,
The,
that's right. The
the
policy is
right?
lambat already. Yeah, but when
Yeah.
you go for digital and all that, people don't actually feel, the 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 effort put by the government or the agencies as far as the digital is concerned.
Uh-huh.
Because sadly to say that when you ask to go digital, as far as Malaysia is concerned, we do not have a successful digital platform that we can use.
Yeah.
Where
I agree.
we buy through Shopee, Lazada. Those are all foreign.
Right.
And you said that you have to go Malaysia. And I say, if I were to measure Malaysia digitally, yeah, I would just measure Malaysia is just a digital consumer. I mean, they consume, just a big
Right. Consumers.
consumer, not a provider to the digital platforms and all that.
Mm.
Why? I think there's a mismatch. There's a mismatch between the players and the government that be. I mean, and then the
Mm.
people running it, the policies. I mean, the programs. Because I was quite vocal then when they introduced this 500 million worth of digital assistance. So the technology provider were only offered to quite a handful, and these
Mm.
handful are all not homegrown.
Mm.
I name you one example. This e-hailers. I mean, like food e-hailers
Uber.
like Food Panda. Oh, no, sorry, Food Panda and all that. Right?
Ah,
These
okay.
are all foreign companies. At the same time, we have got quite a number of homegrown companies already. And
Mm.
for the fact that as long as you have an app, and then you have got the rider to run around for you, what you need is just a good shot in the arm. You'll be able to thrive, especially when the demand was on the high side then.
Right.
But
True.
these people were not given the chance to have this assistance, and yet they were
Mm.
given to all these big multinational companies. So this is where I feel that you can shout that you are helping digitally, but more towards helping consumers. And the worst still
Mm.
is that most of your products, we complain about being net importer, net user of stuff and all that. And you know that
Mhm.
when you buy product, all these cheap products, they are all coming from, where, right? So it doesn't
Mm.
help the economy. So this is
Right.
where when you say lambat sikit, of course it's lambat lah, because
Yeah.
the SMEs want to go in to use digital, but they feel that they don't have the muscle to use it. They are more for
Mm.
the elitists, the
Mm.
elitist players to use,
That
because
are already there. Yeah.
yeah, because you need a big budget on the advertisement. You need a big budget on understanding how to use digital.
Mm.
So well, but the fact is 90% of SMEs are local.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this is why you say that why we are late. This is
Mm.
putting aside the infrastructure, where you need a good infrastructure to speed up. We have been talking about 5G, we've been talking about all that.
Mhm.
But you know that even in certain parts of the Klang Valley, people still have problem as far as access to
True.
internet.
True.
In fact, only yesterday, I had a speaker from Shah Alam, and she was
Ah.
struggling to use a Unify. She said that the
Mm.
Unify has been down for quite some time, and she had to use her mobile in order to
Yeah.
communicate. So that I hope that answers the question why we are a bit late.
Yeah. It does.
Mm.
So, okay, I'll ask you a three-part question. All right.
Mm.
Uh, how can the government assist? Right? How can they? Should the government assist? And then, let's say they can assist. Should we simply rely on government to assist?
Yeah, I've come to a point where government should come in as a facilitator,
Yeah.
because you can do that
Agreed.
much. Let's say you put in 1 billion or 2 billion. How many can apply? Okay, there are about a few billion of, 1 billion at least SMEs around, right? If you
Mm.
give out 1 billion to 1 million SMEs, that only run about to what? 1 million each.
Mm.
Oh no, 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 no. So this just helping.
Uh,
Uh, if you have 1 billion to allocate 1 million to one, how many 1 million? About
You
just
said
one
one.
thousand.
billion? 1,000.
One. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
1,000 SMEs, but they are about 1 million, right? So you know
Yeah.
that handouts will go to a certain extent.
Right.
So, but what this and we know that for SMEs, when you go to digital platforms, when you want to be a real player of digital platforms, what you need is first class infrastructure.
Mm.
And this is where we are lacking of, you know. And then, for example, good connectivity, yeah, probably subsidizing on, well, they are giving subsidized price, but more higher subsidies on the apparatus, yeah,
Mhm.
and things like this. And one, we also have to look into on how we need to open up our window, be it a
Mhm.
bubble. It
Mhm.
came to my amazement. My friend who is in Dubai now, and I asked him, "How's Dubai?" And first he said, "We don't have any My Sejahtera. All the shops are as usual."
Mhm.
He said that their occupancy, hotel occupancy, I mean Dubai is 70%. You have got people from
Yeah.
all over the world coming
They opened
for
up. They
holidays
opened
there.
up
They
about
open up everything.
in December, right? Tourists
Yes,
to go into
yes.
Dubai in December. Yeah.
December, and they tell they are back to normal, and their
Yeah.
pricing are pre-COVID prices. So they are thriving already.
Mhm.
And so to a certain extent, we need to actually understand this. Well, when you say about government, what the government can do and not do is that uh, perception. Perception. We need to change the perception that Malaysia is ready, and not
Mm.
Malaysia is
Lambat.
lambat and political.
Yeah.
We are
I think over
politically.
political. You know.
Yeah,
I have to read you some comments from the Facebook Live. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I think you know this person, Rosie. Rosie
Uh-huh.
says, online business is not for everyone.
Yeah,
Okay. And then Faiza says, this one's talking about me. She says,
yeah.
I see Tanjak in this live session.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and then Noreen says, precisely, not all business can be digitalized.
Yeah.
However, maybe I'll answer this one real quick, yeah, for Noreen. Not every business can be fully digitalized, but you can have components of it, to be digitalized. We're not talking about 100%, right, Agil? Because
Yes.
if we can digitalize, let's say the marketing, if we cannot digitalize the fulfillment, at least we can digitalize the marketing. If we cannot do that part, then at least we can digitalize the team members and the staff and the delegation. Correct? I mean,
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Noreen says one more comment, which I will not mention. Okay. Maybe we'll mention it later. All right.
Yeah.
Um, or do you want me to mention what she said?
What, what did you
Because
say?
because she's not saying nice things about you, Agil. She's not saying nice things about you, D. She said this is true. Yeah, I'm not making it up. Yeah, she says Chris look
Yeah.
handsome with the tanjak. Okay, so
Uh,
yeah, yeah. That's my favorite. That's my favorite comment for at least the whole day or the whole month. Okay.
Oh, that's good. That's
Um.
good.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So
but you
let me.
do. I have to concur with Noreen. You do look handsome in Tanja. And you
Well,
know
you
what?
know.
Here,
Ah.
either are you going to get a medal from the Sultan, you at Tanja, or
Uh-huh.
the day when you get married. So
Okay.
you at Tanja.
So
You know?
I don't know which one it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be surprised. Maybe I'll be surprised. So okay. So you've been in business for at least a couple decades, right?
Oh no, you are making me
Uh,
so old already.
well, if you start with your 15, you're not even
Okay.
35 yet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. You and I have had conversations where we talk about a lot of things here and there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. Having the success that you've had, having the challenges that you've had,
Mhm.
having the setbacks and the other experiences that you have had. Let's talk about 2021. Okay, what
Yeah.
makes you excited and what makes you motivated to forge ahead, Agil?
Mm.
to pick up the mantle and charge forward? What makes you excited or motivated? What drives
Well,
you?
uh, first we know because of the digital drive globally,
Mhm.
you know that the world is your oyster. Is not limited to Malaysia, right?
Right.
And well, I realized since only until recently, since I did this quite a number of live sessions, and I've been talking to friends who are not just in Malaysia. Then I came to understand that things are different. They are
Mhm.
moving differently. For example, I just mentioned you about Dubai, how it's thriving. Singapore
Mhm.
is the same, yeah. And there's opportunity there. And
Mhm.
gone are the days where you are so engrossed into your circles. You have to expand. And I give you one example. For example, the US.
Mm.
You see that sky is actually the limit for the share prices, for the cryptocurrencies. There's so many
Mhm.
things that you can look into that can make you excited. I'm so I'm trying to look for like-minded people who are into cryptocurrencies. I
Mhm.
must admit that I started quite late, only about a month ago after being introduced by a friend. But
Yeah,
I
I
can see
saw. I
this
saw.
that there's this the opportunity is just like um, something that you have to learn, and something that you have to grasp really fast if you want to be in the train. So
Mhm.
these are the sort of opportunities that you feel that that you don't have time to actually look down, sad, be sad and things like that. They are opportunities, and it's so wide, and
Mhm.
okay, for example, you're talking about FDIs, yeah, foreign direct investments. The
Yep.
Philippines last year, they overtook Malaysia. They were
Yeah.
among the countries in Asia to get as one of the highest countries to get FDIs. And
Percentage wise. Yeah.
percentage wise, and that shows that Vietnam, I think there's two countries, Vietnam and another one, their FDIs were positive during COVID.
Right.
You know,
I think even
so
Singapore.
Singapore, yeah,
Singapore took in Singapore and Indonesia took in the bulk, isn't it?
they took the bulk, but their as far as size is concerned, if you compare with
It went down.
2019, it was smaller. But
Right.
these countries they were positive,
Right.
during COVID. So having said all that, I would say that what excites me the most is that the boundaries are bigger.
Mm.
We have got new economies, digital economies. I only came to know that Ireland, no, Ireland, Iceland, they
Iceland.
invested, they made a bold signal to the world that
Uh huh.
they built, the government built the biggest cryptocurrencies mining
Hmm.
site in Iceland, to show that they're serious about cryptos. So these
Mm.
are some sorts of positive signals, positive
Mhm.
verticals that we should look into.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Okay.
Mhm.
You know what, the one of the things that you mentioned about government being facilitator. I think one of the challenges, with no disrespect at all to the
Yeah.
government here, okay, no knocking on my door, yeah, no disrespect to the government here, but what I found and observed, especially in the last 12 months, but it's been this way for the last 5 or 6 years that I've observed, that I first noticed it. It's almost like we tend to look at the government to lead the way, to pave the way for us. And I think what you said about the government being the facilitator and possibly the enabler,
Yeah.
rather than the entrepreneur to pave the way and then the rest of us follow, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we do that, when things go wrong, then the tendency is for business owners to go, oh, we cannot do it without their help now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think that really needs to change.
Yeah.
I
We need
think
Mm.
to
that
do
that really
do
needs to
away with
change.
this patronage, by the government.
Right.
It has to do away.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agil,
Yes.
with your experience, right? To people who like, what would you say to the people who are struggling right now, whether they're entrepreneurs or micro or SMEs, or maybe they don't even have a job now? What would you What kind of advice would you give them?
I think before they go even further, they need to dare to dream again. They should
Mm,
start dreaming. You need to have an ambition again. You need to dream. If you don't dream, if you keep on, complaining of what you are having, you're
Mm.
experiencing, you will not go far. So, like kids, right? Like children, as a child, the reason
mm-hmm.
why they are excited to go to school, to kindergarten, because they dream,
Right.
uh, and they do that. So before you even decide to do whatever you do, right? You
Mm-hmm.
dream, you scale your dream, and then you measure your dream whether it's possible to achieve or not. At least you know what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then uh, whether you like it or not, you need to change, and you know that the norms of doing business has totally transformed because of this current condition.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, and there are so many avenues for you to learn. I
Mm.
understand recently HRDF just introduced an e-online, and for that
Ilate?
matter, e-latte, and for that matter,
Yeah.
I must compliment Chris on this. I understand you have been giving out free lessons, your webinars, everything has been free, and these are opportunities that people who do not know what they need to do must take, right? They
Mm.
must actually use this opportunity. You have got what, 50 years of experience, Chris, in whatever that you do. Ah, and
He's making you
suddenly,
sound old. Payback.
Yes, I'm 60 years old. Oh.
so you can imagine, so so it's a matter of you. It is up to you whether you want to change or not.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you know what? I think, yeah, Agil, I think I'm like the oldest digital marketer in the world, you know. I
Well,
Well,
think
you
so.
started very young.
I wouldn't say oldest digital marketer. The most
In
persistent,
age,
yes.
in age,
Age I do not
I'm the
know, but
oldest. I'm,
you
you know,
sure?
I'll be 51 this year. I don't
Uh-huh.
think I've met a digital marketer or someone that specializes in this area of marketing, yeah, that's
Yeah,
older than
yeah.
me. They're all young, you know,
Okay.
you know, 20, 30, 40, but you know, age is just a number, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. But if
Right?
I may, if I may differentiate you and the rest, is that I think none of them actually persisted on follow ups and cold calls. I've
Right.
never heard anyone saying that after, even after they have done all these digital initiatives they have done, this cold calls is very important, which I
It's
think
very
you,
important.
yeah,
Mhm.
you actually stress on this, and
Yeah.
this is part of
I'll
the
I'll give you an
strategy for your
example.
business. Yeah,
You know, we did the training in Trengano.
yeah,
And I don't mean any disrespect to any to you know if they're listening. But I'll mention this. I there were four individuals from the training that dealt with food business. Okay. And then I said, okay, I want to buy some because obviously I eat food, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So this is what I did. I said last week I talked to them. I did it in the chat group. My fridge is small. It's a mini fridge, so I don't have a lot of space. So I said, call me on Wednesday or Thursday, and we'll do the deal. I will order from you.
yeah.
Out of the four, do you know how many called me and followed up?
None.
None.
Yeah, yeah.
I had to reach out to them. No, actually, I take that back. One of them did message me. One of
Okay.
them did message me, and I did the deal right away.
All
But
right.
the
Mm-hmm.
others did not. I had to. I'm the one that wants to give you money, and I follow up with you. You see, and
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
just here. You know,
yeah,
it's everywhere. It's lacking. We rely too much on the digital. You know, to get the lead in, to get the prospect in, to get the potential buyer in, and
yeah,
then they say, you know, I have this question, or I need you to do this, and then we drop the ball.
yeah.
That has to stop right away.
Yes,
If
yes, yes.
everyone stopped dropping the ball on that, everybody would make more money.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Mm,
would make more money.
yeah.
Okay.
Because this is something that you need to stress, because to a certain extent, since we can't do face to face, but you need to actually communicate. The communication is very important, where I think digital is limited there. There's
Yeah.
some limitation in digital. So
Right.
you need to have these cold calls. So is there a different Chris, between messages and cold calling?
Do a combination because
Oh,
your customers and your prospects will tell you what they prefer,
yeah,
right? So uh, the I'll give you one example, and this is how disconnected we are, in today's market. Okay,
yeah,
um, I was following up with a prospect. We're almost going to do the deal, and this was back in October when we went back into CMCO. We were in RMCO, and then we went into CMCO in October. I called them, a specific department of a bank. I won't mention which bank. I called up and then I said, "Can I talk to Inche so and so?"
yeah.
And then the answer was, "Oh, he's work from home." Okay.
Okay,
And then I said, "Okay." He asked me to call him on this day and this time. So how can I reach him? And then this is what was the answer. Yeah, the answer was, you can call him on his mobile because he's work from home. And then
okay.
what do you think my question was? My question was,
Can I
"Okay,
have his
what's his
mobile?
mobile number?" And you know what's the answer?
I cannot
Oh no,
give.
I cannot give it to you. you know that has to stop. Okay, because
Mhm, mhm.
if let's say your unless your mobile phone, make it a personal number that only your family and your friends know.
Yep.
you know if you're doing business, don't try not to use your personal number. I'm sure
Mhm,
you don't. All right.
mhm.
I personally have three numbers, that I give out. If yours ends in 8000 from me, then you're my friend. Okay. So I use the numbers for different things. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, the it, but we have to know these things, right? Uh, and even if we have digital, we must make the decision to kind of move forward, get in touch, because people forget.
Mm.
People forget things. People say, "I want to buy this." They see
Yeah.
something on Facebook, right, Agil?
Yeah.
They see something on Facebook. "I want to buy this." They send a message, and then they wait for the merchant to call them back, and then nobody calls.
Hmm.
You've
Yep.
had that experience, right? Have you experienced that, Agil?
Well, yeah. Uh, well, well, I must admit that I've not actually purchased online. Everything
Okay.
that's why
Okay.
I've never. I don't have an account. I don't know how. I don't know how to buy online.
Okay.
That I have
Maybe
to
I ask
admit.
your wife, and then she will say, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, I buy everything online." Yeah.
But the thing is, that's the thing, because it's a one-way street when it comes to work
Yeah.
from home and answering phone.
Yeah.
This, for example, banks, like banks, so
Yeah.
what they do is that they can reach you anytime, even on
Yeah.
Sundays and Saturdays,
Yeah.
following up. But
Yeah.
if you want a service from them, they will say that they're working from home and they can't give you a number. So
Right.
Mm.
this is where when you were talking about PDPA, so this has to change. It
Yeah.
cannot be it
Yeah.
cannot be one-sided, double standard and things like that.
Right.
So
Let's not talk
respect
about double
privacy.
standard. Yeah.
You have to respect privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if we talk about double standard, we'll be here until tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need another session on that.
Yeah. We need another session. So I think we need to ask our final question. I think, Coach D, you have a question for Agil.
Oh, I don't know. He's
Ah,
that cigar seems like it has a while to
yeah,
go. But yeah, yeah, I do.
yeah. But before you ask your question, um, I don't have a question for you, Agil. I actually have a question for Rosie. Maybe she's listening.
Hmm.
Maybe she can answer in the comments. Rosie? Do you buy things online? And then we'll leave it at that. Okay. And then I promise I will delete the answer. We won't tell Agil.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, D.
Gil,
Yes.
can you mention some of what are some of your biggest challenges for, let's say, during 2020, 21? Maybe you can share with us some of the challenges that you had to go through, and maybe some tips or advice of how you overcame them.
Yeah. Well, challenges was the early part when we were in the dark. so we didn't know what to do. That was the plus and negative side, because then only you know that you have to resort to uh, God Almighty,
Mm-hmm.
so where you have to
Mm.
submit yourself, and and true enough, you manage to learn that you are very small, right? Be it you are B40, M40, T20, you are the leader and all that, but you know that the power that be is not with you, but
Mm-hmm.
with God, the Creator. Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
that is one, right?
I
And
agree.
then
I agree with you. Very well said.
we know that because you are, as long as you are here and you are still alive, you'll be provided for, and
Yep.
you'll be provided for. But you need, as long it seems you are given this mind for you to think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do is just to think and keep on searching for knowledge, and for you to thrive.
You know
Okay.
what? If we ended our session just on that answer, that was just beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was just beautiful. Agil, you have a series on Facebook Live.
yeah,
I think it's called Live with Agil, like what your
yeah, correct.
background is.
Yeah,
Okay. Now,
yeah.
uh,
I
let,
do not
let, let me
know
ask you this.
how to change the background. Yeah.
Okay. No, no, no. It's wonderful. Okay. Which
Yeah.
leads me to this question, right? So,
Mm.
why did you start it? And, what is the focus with Live with Agil? And what do
Okay.
you hope to accomplish with, with that concept?
Okay, last year when we had the MCO and all, I was going online most of the time, right? But it was
Mm-hmm.
not going live. It was just like asking for opinions and solutions, and
Yeah,
also
yeah,
a
I remember.
platform, yeah, a platform for us to actually voice out to our leaders, right?
Right.
That's that. But when this live with a girl is more of voice of reason, because I think that I've gone through the stage where I need to write to 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 our leaders, asking for our wish list. I think I've gone
Mm-hmm.
past that. So
Mm.
because I realized that within this community of mine, this Facebook, the social media and all that, we know
Mm-hmm.
that if the comments and the wish is popular, it will get through. So this is
Mm.
where I thought that if you have a live session, it would be the voice of reason,
Mm.
for like-minded people, right? And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully it will be picked up by these people, because there are so many people around, right? And
Right.
we are here not to degrade, to criticize, but it's more constructive criticism.
Right.
Because I remember the first time I went live with Agil, we didn't have a title yet, but I was complaining. I think you were around, Chris. I was complaining
Right.
about, you are talking about MCO, but those who are affected, the clusters who are badly affected, are allowed to work.
It's the
Where
ones
else
that's
we,
open.
yes, yes, but we have to be, stay indoor.
Right.
And somehow it has changed.
Yeah.
So I believe that when we have this kind of platforms, as long
Mm-hmm.
as we get our message across to the right people, all right, to the
Right.
right ears, and we'll be
Yep.
able to change. That's
Yeah.
the reason. And you know that since I had this life with a girl, my commitment was that throughout PKP, MCO, I will
Mm.
have this life with a
Okay.
girl at least a few times a week. And
Okay. No set schedule.
because of that, I've managed to speak to so many people. I counted, including you, but I've interviewed more than 20 people, and
Right.
I've
20
learned
plus.
new
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, I've learned new stuff, new aspiration, new
Yeah.
knowledge, and that's just awesome for me.
Right. I heard the most
Yeah.
popular one was the one where you talked about the cryptocurrency
About the share prices. So
share. Okay.
apparently, yeah, about share, or how to invest in the share market and things like that. So apparently,
Okay.
Malaysians, they have money, they want to invest, but they don't know how, right?
You
So
know
rather
what?
than, yeah,
You said something so interesting. Malaysians have money, and I know Malaysians have money. Maybe not
mm,
everybody, but I know Malaysians have money
yeah,
because I
yeah,
open up the newspaper and then I see Macau scam, I see
mm,
online scam, I see this, and then somebody lost 400,000, one point
correct,
two million, and then I'm going, where do they get this money? And
exactly,
you know, right?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Well,
yeah,
maybe money do grow on trees, when it comes to Malaysia, to
well,
some people.
you know
Yeah,
what?
but
If I can
it's
if I
just
can
a
find
matter.
the yeah. Well,
Uh,
okay. Do you have any final words of advice? Any final words of intelligence that we can take back with us before we end for the evening, Gil?
but not so much advice. But I just want to compliment both of you, whom understand well. Chris, I don't know where you are all over. You are what holding a British, I mean, sorry, a US passport. And I just
Right,
got to know
right.
that D is from the Philippines.
But
First,
D was in the U.S. for about 20 years, or almost 20 years, and then also in
Mhm.
China for about 20 years.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Now, these are the kind of knowledge, the people that we need to be in Malaysia. And I do hope that you be able to contribute like what you're already doing, yeah? To Malaysia for as long as you can. And hopefully, we'll see a brighter side of Malaysia sooner than later.
Oh,
We
that's
we shall
awesome. That's
see.
a plan.
We shall
Yep.
see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for that, Agil.
Yeah.
D, do you have any final things that you want to mention to our audience or to Agil?
Um, Well, right now, I think we our time. I don't want to hold up a
Yeah.
guild's time too much.
Right, right.
you know,
And I understand that we've got another live, right? Your
Yeah,
friend.
I think we're gonna join another one, Wokyo, right?
Yeah,
Wokyo and
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
uh, Bali, and I think another young YouTuber. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
So we'll end off our session now. Agil, thank you so much for
thank you very much.
sharing
Thank
your
you.
knowledge, your
Thank
ideas,
you. It's my
your thoughts
pleasure.
with us.
Yeah.
Deeply appreciate it. And I want to wish everyone have a wonderful evening. Please stay safe and blessings for all of us. And
mm.
good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay.
Gil,
Yes.
next time,
Oh, I will do that.
next time.
Yeah.